Alright folks, welcome to this video. This is actually an intro to a video that I recorded today. The building you're about to see me exploring in this episode, at the time I thought was a salmon fishery, which somebody had told me a previous time, but since the explore, I've actually found out it's an old mill, which I was thinking when I was exploring. You'll see in the video, when I'm at the end of the building nearest the road, I'm down in a pit looking through a square hole, and that would have actually been the waterwheel pit with the drive going into the building. And at the time I was thinking that's what it looked like, but yeah, I was thinking, you'll hear me throughout the video saying it was a salmon fishery, but it was actually a mill. Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the heart of the Scottish countryside. And today we've come to a special location that I've never explored before on a video, and this is it here folks. It's kind of nestled in the countryside between these two people's houses, and we're behind the Meams Hill Angus, which is near the town of Kirriemuir. Yeah, and check this out. Wow, I should have maybe had on the wellies for this one folks. This is crazy. Wow. What an absolute madness folks. I've seen this building at the side of the road for years, and I'm sure I was told it's actually an abandoned salmon fishery, and I've never explored such a thing on a video. I'm sure Kinnordy Estate used to take care of this and clear out all like the overgrown bushes and stuff back in the day, but I'm not so sure recently. This is another one of these locations, like most times a year it's inaccessible because it's too overgrown. Folks, I've never seen this in my life. Check it out. There's the remains of like the old wooden door. Crazy like shapes in the stone. I'm not sure if water or something used to come through that or what. Wow, this building's incredible folks, check it out. The river's obviously flowing down there, and that must have been where they had the mad like salmon fishery. Wow, check this out folks. Look at the old metal brackets on that wooden beam. Check the way those sandstone lintels are all the way around there. There must have been a room up at the top, and then it's got that strangely shaped window down at the bottom. Wow, what a place this is folks. I've just noticed there's an old electrical generator. Looks like it's had a water wheel at the other side of this burn. Folks, once again we're knee deep in history, and I believe there must have been a little road came in here at one time and led round the front. I'm not sure if it'll be too wet to actually go round this way, but we're going for it. Yeah, but I'm not sure if it had a roof or something on it. Well, obviously it had a roof originally, but I mean recently. I'm not sure how recent it is that the roof's fallen down. Wow, look at this folks, the trees growing out the side of the old sandstone. Yeah, look at that bit there. There's actual holes going in through the wall. Yeah, this is the bit it's proper spongy underfoot. Real adventures once again on the channel folks. I was just figuring out what this actually was here. Look, it's all constructed with the stones and stuff. I'm not sure if there's been some sort of lead here, maybe, or a waterway with some sort of drive going through here for a mechanism. But then right enough, if it was a salmon farm, they wouldn't necessarily have had a water wheel. I never often know the exact details about a place like this, but because it's the first time I've visited, if I find out anything interesting or crazy, I can always do like a return visit and update the history, maybe with details that were missed the first time when we're here. Well, look, that hole's been bricked up, and just look at the names on those old bricks. Wow, check it out folks, with the bars on the window, the old iron bars there. This explore down in the hollow is actually really handy today because it's so windy. I've actually got another Explorer nearby here, but I'm just waiting for the perfect weather conditions. Yeah, it looks like there's been another building here in front of us. It's almost like a foundation. Check it out, folks. Dangerous building, keep out. No way, it's pretty much just all full of rubble anyway. The best view was when we look over the top there. Look, it's still got the original wood there above the window. It's cool to keep recording new history in Angus, and like every week I keep finding new things that I've never seen before. It's just crazy that there's so much out there. Massive old constructions like this, built for like an industrial purpose of its time. And it's been a massive building. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, it was the salmon farm. But if I'm wrong about that, I'll update it in like the video description and that. See, there's been an interesting detail of the history here, folks. There's actually been beams coming out this way, so that shows there's been more construction out this way here. And some of this old tin and rubble here might be parts of that. Maybe the processed salmon and stuff in there. This unusually shaped bit here has definitely been a building as well. This is super cool, folks. I'm wanting to get a good shot here across the river at this old generator. Wow, it's amazing what they did back in the early 1900s. Even the 1800s and stuff, it's like crazy what they did with water. This is most likely 1800s, maybe even early 1800s this. Look over there, a generator. Generators like that was most likely added at a later time. Okay, and in the 1900s they brought electricity to sites like this most commonly. It's so overgrown down here, you can get an idea. In the summer this would just be impossible to get through. I'm just keeping the camera rolling on this adventure, folks. The viewers are along on this with me. It's just mad. Look at the size of that construction right there. I'm always amazed by like the wild landscapes and stuff that they built all these buildings in. It's almost impossible to get through here. This is what's all about. That's fence wire there I'm climbing through. Yes, we've made it right around this building. I'm wanting to be careful here, but I'm wanting to get a decent shot of that there. Crazy old generator. The roar from the river there at the waterfall just adds to the character and the atmosphere of a place like this. See, at one time I believe they may have been taking water into this site. They often used to reroute rivers and stuff. It's going to be so slippy here. I'm going for it, folks. Real adventures once again. Yeah, this is crazy. I can't believe this old, the metal work and like the old generator and stuff, it's still there. Most likely it would have had a shed built over it at one time. Check this out, folks, a little angle of Scotland that you would never normally see. Not only is it beautiful nature, incredible old abandoned history hidden in the middle of it. And I can see that is actually a later addition, that water wheel. Maybe the generator's late as well because it's actually an old tractor wheel. So I'm not sure what's been going on, but it's cool to see that. Maybe it's even one of these houses here that's been generating electricity with that. Check out this building, folks, like absolute madness. Like built onto a bedrock seam here which isn't the land. There's some crazy geology around this area. Canardy Estate, Kirriemuir. place this has been. I love the adventure, negotiating through wild bits of land like this. Look at that, the little waterfalls just coming fleeing over the edge. There is a little breeze coming down here now and again, but compared to what it's like at the top of the hill, I was totally frozen walking down to this place. Yeah, judging from what I'm seeing by the condition of these walls, Ken, they're way to crumble and fall down. Ken, it's important to video stuff like this before it is gone forever. So I don't think I've seen anybody walking about this place and actually documenting the history which is here. That's why it's been so cool today. And when I was out for a drive, I was just thinking, where can I go? And this place just came out of the blue. And I do remember getting told some of the history about it when I was younger, but it's been so long. I just remember it was like what I've said already, obviously, the whole salmon fishing thing. It's like crazy wee nuggets of Scottish history. It's such a variation, like the amount of different things from like World War II history to like ancient Neolithic potential settlements, all the way to things like this, salmon fishing, which must have been thriving in this wee Scottish glen. It's a sign of industry which is now lost, and this is like the skeleton of that industry here, left on the land, and nature's just slowly taking back over. Everything will end up just a pile of rocks covered in moss at one time. But yeah, it's been cool to see what we've seen. I'm not going to go and try and force the door open to get in there. It's obviously, it's sealed up for safety reasons, folks. But it's been cool to see what we have seen. It would be amazing to live in some of these little houses around here, like the wild countryside of Angus. This is so overgrown. I can only imagine what it would be like at different times of the year here. It would just be like unpassable, folks. Look at the character. Even this little wall here on the way out, okay, it's been built at an ancient time, and like the ivy and stuff's just draped right over it. There we go, though. Crazy history of Scotland, folks, and such a variation. It's so windy right here, folks. I'm literally walking back up the main road. My car's parked at the top of the hill. There was nowhere to park like nearer that abandoned location, but often part of the adventure is that, like, try to get down the hill or like walk to it. Sometimes it's mad off-road. At least this time we had a tar road to walk down. Wow, you can actually see it start to rain now all around. And a minute ago we were right at the bottom of this hill, folks. It's a crazy ascent. There's loads of stones up here, but I think they're all dumped from the field over the years. So that old building there, the big one, that's actually the old schoolhouse. All these little glens had their own schools, and at one time all the kids for the community within the local few miles would have gone to that school. All the farmers and shepherds' kids. Whereas nowadays it's all down in the main town of Kirriemuir. But every little glen and road and every little glen has got its own little schoolhouse from back in the day. So that's it, folks. I've made it back to the car and it's so windy outside. It's just absolutely freezing cold. Like, I could hardly vlog going up and down that hill. That's why that was a perfect destination today to explore, because it was right at the bottom of that hill, out of most of the wind. And it was cool to see what we saw. I'm always blown away by these buildings. Like, a week ago I didn't even know it was there, and then boom, we've managed to explore it and document another bit of history before it's fallen down fully or like washed away in the river. Because it's just a madness sometimes, the storms out in these glens. It's amazing, like the strong winds and stuff that those buildings put up with. Anyway, I'm going to head on to my next adventure now, folks. Thanks very much for watching this one. I'll catch you very soon with the next episode.